structure the role play for the trading, based upon the numbers. I think she would try to push the manufactured goods and the textiles, but George is going to end up buying the polymers and the advanced vehicles. If you want to like have some structure to that role play.
No, we can roll with that. We don't necessarily have to roleplay that out. I see you've already got those input onto the spreadsheet or what have you, so we can roll with that. I'm good with that.
Yep.
Welcome back, my friends. I hope you had a good break. Apparently, during the break, we had quite the conversation about alcohol production and consumption. Some accusations may or may not have been made, and some of those accusations may have been supported by strong evidence. I will leave it up to you, the viewer, to make those, fill in the blanks there. I'm going to try to get us back on track here. So it is, Tuesday. I'm sorry, I keep saying Tuesday. I don't know why. It's Monday, the 19th. It is, let's just say for the sake of argument, it's roughly noonish.
Cool.
The ship's crew is given a bit of liberty. During this time, George.
Liberty.
Yeah, we're not gonna plug a certain insurance company here. That may or may not have an emu involved. Anyway, god damn it, my smart ass is really kicking in today. I'm going to assume that at least for a few hours in there, Wyatt is dealing with getting cargo sold and buying more. Ideally at profit, and looking at the numbers, they look pretty good.
These numbers are doing numbers.
Yes, they are, and so are the memes. By the way, I want to point out the meme game in the Second Star chat is on point tonight. But for the rest of you, we've got Dr. Hoffman, we've got Senior Trooper McAvoy, Senior Armsman Helvig. What are you guys doing? You've got the better part of 8 hours to do more or less whatever you want, within reason, of course.
Do any of my guys have a desire to head out of the ship to just go do stuff, I guess, like anybody else would?
First they have to come to you. They need permission from you. And I will say this, I'll lead with this. Carl Spearman and Buford Aiello are definitely hesitant to talk to you because they're afraid they're going to be doing more push-ups and sit-ups. Especially now that there is gravity. That doesn't require the ship to have spinning parts.
But they do want to go out.
I'll reiterate that the ship is going to pay for 50% liberty in groups of 3 or more.
Okay.
With receipts.
Yeah. Make sure you bring receipts, because otherwise you guys are going to drain the coffers of the ship.
Comes back. They're scared to talk to me. What am I going to do? Punish them?
Yeah. That's exactly. And let me ask you this: are you asking your troopers that?
Okay, not in that exact manner. Okay,
but yes, the answer is yes. That's what I'm hearing.
I'm asking them both if they want to go. Like, I'm asking my guys if they want to go out. If they,
Yeah, they definitely want to go check this. Like they're like, I think the general vibe of most people on the ship, plus or minus a little bit, like everybody is like, they're curious about this planet and this port. But they also feel like this is a shitty planet to be on, so maybe we don't want to get too adventurous. But they definitely want to go check things out. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna gather my guys here.
Okay.
Kirsty, if she wants to, I'm not gonna force them to gather up.
I feel like they all want to get off the ship at the very least.
Listen,
you've been stuck on that can for like 4, 5, 6 days.
I'm gonna gather them around, and just to make it to where. Listen, I feel like I need to give him a little bit of a morale boost because clearly I'm kind of scaring him. So you know what I'm gonna do?
You're kind of an asshole.
I'm gonna look at them all. I'm gonna look at them all, and I'm gonna give them each. I don't know how I would do this. I don't know if it works the same way as it does in real life, but I'm gonna hand them all. Let's say like a fucking like $500.
That might be a bit much, but I see where you're going with this. You're gonna give them some drinking money.
$300. Thanks. No, $300 then. I'm not gonna give them a bit much.
Well, remember, 500 is like, especially for those three, 500 is like half a month's pay.
No, fuck it. I'm good. I'm a good person. I'm not an evil individual.
Well, okay? the flip side of that, the flip side of that is generally speaking, the average person in the universe makes about 1,000 Libra a month. So for anybody, 500 is like, that's that's like half my paycheck. You know what I'm saying?
Here.
No, maybe not half.
Listen, I'm gonna here. Why don't you take these $500?
Oh, so you're gonna okay? You're giving them you're giving the three of them $500 is what
Yes,
I'm
each.
hearing. Okay.
I'll
Oh, each?
subtract 1,500 from
Okay.
my bank account,
Okay.
aka my pocket.
Yeah.
Just to show them I appreciate their shit.
The
And
Bank of
maybe
McAvoy.
maybe give them a little encouragement when they get back on the ship later.
Okay. Yeah. No, they're definitely confused and they're definitely perplexed and they definitely have that. Oh
I
my
think you
god.
guys have been working hard.
Oh my god, sit-ups. I could just feel
I
the
think you
sit-ups
guys
coming.
deserve a little something. Here you go.
Yeah, they take your money, they give you the obligatory thanks, and they just shy of running away from you. They're not running. They're moving hastily. I'll put it that way.
I'm gonna go to the cigar smoking room to smoke my cigar for the rest of the trip.
In your personal quarters? Are you actually leaving
Am
the
I-
ship?
Am I allowed to do it in the personal quarters too?
You've always been allowed to do it in your personal
I
quarters.
thought you said I had to go to the smoking room to smoke.
No, that must have been a story I was telling about when I rode a train one time.
I'm gonna smoke. God, I need a cigar. Holy shit! Give me one.
All right, so Zam is gonna go smoke in his room. His partner, Beneford, something like that is his name. I forget exactly. Beneford, his roommate slash senior trooper of the crew, is probably gonna wander off, do something with his guys. What about the rest of you? What's Dr. Hoffman doing?
I was thinking
Dr.
about
Hoffman.
Damn.
Dr. Hoffman. I was gonna go and check out if there's like cybernetic supply, other not the stuff we're carrying, but
Right.
cybernetic supplies. Because I have my cybernetic eye. Zam's got a cybernetic arm. So
Okay.
we're at a protocol here. So I'm kind of curious as to what if there's something here where they may have either legal cybernetics, or if you ask around, is there anything else around there? So
I feel like so the population of the entire planet is in the 2 to 3,000 range, and here
Okay.
in this particular port, there's about 1,700. So finding cybernetics is, you could probably find kind of like the local Radio Shack, which will have some stuff, but as far as anything like black markety, probably not
Okay,
as
so-
much.
So not that big a place.
Yeah. This is a pretty small place. Like, and obviously a lot of the industry or a lot of the economy is based on mining. So what happens is when you go looking for this cybernetic shop, you get the
Well,
Radio Shack equivalent, and they've got some decent
Gotcha.
stuff. There's some decent stuff there, but it's nothing special. And a lot of it is more what's the word I want to use? It's far more practical stuff than it is anything cosmetic.
Okay, that makes sense then. In that case, you said where are what level are the shops on?
Level 8?
Level like 2.
Nope, 7. Level 7 has all the shops.
Well, I'm gonna head down to level 7 because I'm assuming there's probably like a bar or something down there.
You might find a bar, but the bigger entertainment district, which has the restaurants and theaters and bars,
Yeah, that's where I'm
is
going.
level 8. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, then I'm gonna head down to level 8.
Okay.
And then I guess I put out an open call to whoever wants to go.
Okay.
Specifically, like if Fritz wants to go, or if McAvoy, the characters,
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Yeah,
the team.
I'll go. I'll
Yeah,
go
the
with
team,
good
the team.
doctor,
Sure, I'll head
just
out.
to
Why not?
kinda-
Refresh
Yeah,
my memory
tag
real
along.
quick. Fritz and I forget Hoffman's first name. Frank. Francis, yes, but don't you dare call him Francis. Fritz and
Don't-
Frank.
Don't touch.
God
that shit.
damn, if that's not a buddy comedy show, Fritz and Frank, I don't know what is. Tell me again, the connection. Not so much connection, but what is the history between the two of you? I feel like you guys did encounter each other at some point.
There was McAvoy and Hoffman had a history because at some point. I think they said-
McAvoy was the central point between the two of you.
Right, and
Okay.
I basically did his cybernetic arm.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
I'll head out with the good doctor.
All right. So the three of you gonna go check out the drinking entertainment.
Sure.
Okay. So you go to this place. Probably the easiest one to see because it's kind of a big deal. The rest of the restaurants and whatnot, they're nothing to laugh at. But the one that you find pretty easily is a place called the Fleur de Lis. And when you walk in, it's got your traditional U-shaped bar almost immediately as soon as you walk in, and then there's a few tables off to one side, and then some booths outlining the rest of the place, and then off in the one corner is of course a dance floor. Considering the time, it's not terribly busy. There's plenty of people here who are off shift or whatever, but it's not like packed to capacity or whatever. The bartender, I'm kind of ad libbing at this point, but the bartender is kind of a let's say 40 to 50-year-old looking man, dark hair, but if you look close and the light hits it right, you see that he's got a few grays, but he's got your traditional barkeeper's apron and a rag. He sees you guys come in, and he's like, "What do I get you?"
So I'm German, so I'll have
A
yeah,
Rotenbeer.
a Pilsner.
Pilsner. There you go. And for you, and he's asking Helwig.
I'll tell him I want a good schnapps and
Okay.
and with a port beer afterwards.
Okay. And for you, you with the cybernetic arm. There's a story there, I bet.
I'll take a whiskey.
A whiskey.
Leave the bottle.
Leave the bottle. Okay. I wish I had a tip every time I heard that. Again, my smart ass is coming out, so bear with me here. All right, so he starts making some few drinks up and getting things put together. He slaps a good old Pilsner that may or may not look like the German version of Budweiser in front of the good doctor. For Helwig, he gives you a shot. I'm assuming you wanted a shot of schnapps. But it's a double. It's not a regular shot. It's a double shot. When you reach for it, and before you're able to take a drink of it, you smell a curious mixture of something like a berry fruit, but also mint.
So who smells that, Fritz?
Yeah. Unless somebody else is, trying
Nope.
to sniff his schnapps.
So I'm gonna look at it, sniff it a couple more times, and kind of ask the barkeep, what's the flavor in this? Because it should either be peppermint or just a straight alcohol. What are you trying to do?
So, excuse me. He gives a quick little explanation. It basically it's a local brew, for lack of a better word, because I know
Mm-hmm.
schnapps is not brewed; it's distilled.
Yeah.
But it's a local brew. It combines basically. It takes a little bit of berry fruits, so like blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, whatever happens to come in that the individual that makes it is able to get his hands on. So the flavor profile changes from one batch to the next. But he always somehow manages to keep a pretty healthy stock of the mint side of it. So there's always mint and then always a little bit of fruit. And this particular one has more of a berry fruit. It's just basically the local brew. One of his friends, puts out a new batch every few weeks or every few weeks or a month or so, and whenever he has it, that's the schnapps that he keeps on order.
Okay. I'm just gonna look at the doctor and just kind of raise an eyebrow and then slam it back.
It is now, regardless of what your character's opinion of what a schnapps should be, it is when you taste it, it definitely has the hints of berry, hints of mint, and the warmth that you would normally get from a schnapps. But it's not a bad taste. It may be weird. It may be not what you would expect from a schnapps, but the taste of it, the flavor is actually not bad at all. It's actually pretty good.
Right. I mean, we're on the frontier, so it's not exactly totally rot gut, but it's pretty close to be what we expect. Okay.
Yeah. Like it's not a high quality schnapps either, but it's definitely it does exactly what it says it's gonna do. It tastes a little bit like berries, a little bit like mint, and it's got the warmth and the kick that you would expect from a schnapps.
Right, right. And I just kind of mentioned that it tastes close enough, and I put my glass down and then start slowly sipping the beer I have.
Yeah, the port. You said
And
you
kind of
okay?
looking
So
around.
I'm trying to think. I know what a port is because I know it's definitely a darker beer, but I feel like
Think of Guinness.
yeah. Okay, all right. So I'm in the right ballpark with what I was thinking. So this
Yep.
port, when you take a drink of this, it is. Everybody jokes about Guinness being like it's almost like drinking oatmeal, or no,
Yeah.
that's usually more of a stout when someone says
Yep.
something like that. This is a pretty thick, hearty port. But again, the flavor is pretty much what you would expect. It's not, high quality, but it's
Right.
good enough, and absolutely nothing wrong with it. But it's definitely thicker, to the point where it almost feels like it's a syrup, but it's still definitely a
Right.
liquid. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you can feel a little bit of a flush already kicking in, although you probably can't tell if it's from the schnapps being slightly stronger than you expect, or if it's from the port being a little bit stronger than what you would expect.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, at this point, I'm gonna like recognize that my police and spy background's kind of
Mhm.
kicking in, going, okay, all right, I'm getting a little buzzy,
Yeah,
and I don't know this place.
already.
Yeah, yeah. I'm 2 drinks in, and
Yep.
I'm not.
Zam, for McAvoy, your whiskey, he gives you. Oh God, what's the? All right, so you have the. Uh, Hold on, I'm thinking. What are the different sizes of bottles? I can't think of them now. You have the liter and a half, which is the big bottle. Then you have like the 575 milliliter, which is a smaller one, but there's one smaller than that.
Like a pint?
It would be roughly a pint, yeah. I
So
think
I have several bottles in front of me.
no, you have one. You have one bottle of whiskey,
What
but
the
it's
choose.
but he gives you, he's not going to give you the liter and a half big bottle. You know what I mean? But he gives
Yeah.
you essentially it's a pint, and like in a pint is 16 ounces, by the way. So you're getting basically a regular sized drink, but it's whiskey. This whiskey is it's shit, honestly.
Okay, wait, hold on. So you tell me he poured the whiskey in a regular fucking cup?
Well, okay,
Something.
you have the quantity of a red Solo cup. I'll put it that way. That's the size of the bottle you get. That's what I'm trying to say. This whiskey is dark. It is very whiskey's
Ooh,
usually
good.
made with like a mash. Am I right?
Darker the better. The
Yeah,
darker,
it's
the better.
definitely
I'm
dark.
gonna take a swig.
It's like imagine Jack Daniels with a mule kick. Now I'm not talking about another drink. I'm talking about a mule actually kicking you in the face.
Honestly, I'm just not a huge fan of whiskey, so I've only had whiskey like twice, man.
I'm
It's
not a
that
whiskey
good.
drinker either. I do drink a couple of different ones, but they tend to be like
Tell him
novelty
it's like a
Paint thinner.
like a
paint thinner.
what
Yeah.
is it?
I'm more of a
like a
rum
Lagavulin Lagavulin Scotch or something. A real peat
Okay,
Yeah.
listen, no,
Scotch.
that's not to say have never had whiskey. I know what whiskey tastes like. It's just
Yeah.
I'm more of a rum fan. But
Okay.
I picked whiskey because he's
I feel like
he's
no
got
whiskey
that
would.
Southern accent.
Yeah, whiskey
Rum
definitely
sort of
fits
feels
the
more like a
character.
British thing,
Yeah.
or
No.
like an Eastern Shore thing.
Yeah. No. The whiskey definitely. I feel like that fits McAvoy, and whether or not he's like a connoisseur or knowledgeable about whiskey
Nah.
products, but he
Nah.
definitely like
Hell no, man.
this is like in the short term. This is shit whiskey. It tastes
Eh.
like whiskey, and it tastes like somebody literally left
Is
a
it strong?
mule's hoof in it. Oh yeah, it's strong.
Mm-mm.
Oh
He
yeah,
takes a swig from he just takes a not even a
yeah,
shot.
yeah. Welcome to the
He's gonna-
alcoholic section of our show. by the way.
He will make a somewhat visible like blink and a like.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. And the burn on this is like 2 or 3 times stronger than it ought to be.
Good shit. That's good.
Yeah, your eyes are watering a little bit, just a tiny bit.
That laugh was in
At the
character.
same time, I put an elbow onto the doctor. I point at him and I just go, I kind of raise an eyebrow and kind of give him a questioning look, like, what the hell?
Listen, all I'm gonna say is, if a bar fight happens, you might want to try to stop me. I'm just gonna say it. if it happens. It's not.
I
we're
don't
not
I don't think
gonna-
it'll be too much of that. So the bartender gives you guys your drinks, and he watches you for a moment, and he kind of gets he has a look on his face that it looks like, he feels like you guys have approved of his drink selections for you. And then he asks, so is this open tab, or are we gonna pay up now, or how do you want to do this?
Okay, now add a character who had. I think I have around 66 or 65 something thousand dollars. Who wants to? If you guys have less than me, I'll pay.
No. I got cash. I mean, I was kind of
Yeah.
making the joke earlier because the fees to land of the planet was going to basically blow away any potential for our profit.
Oh
from the
no,
trade.
just to be clear, that 80,000 birthing fee, you'll get probably in the neighborhood of 60,000 back, based on how long you're in port. What it
Oh,
is,
yeah.
you have to pay for a week up front, and then when you leave, you get money back less what you would have been charged for how long you stayed.
My tab.
Right.
My tab will be separate. Thanks.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pay for what I got, and again, recognizing that I can feel the buzzy,
That's some
buzzy
good-
going.
Some good schnapps there. It
Yeah,
might
and-
taste weird, but
yeah.
it's good. It's strong.
Cigar.
Now- and I'll just go ahead and pay for my my pills.
Okay.
What do
Wait,
we
can I
s-
sm-
what do we see in this place? I mean, you said there's a couple of people that are off work.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a couple of different monitors with like sports stuff going on. There's a monitor above the bar that is showing the recent. I'm plugging one of my other shows, the Greyland Trios League. It's basically these 30-foot tall robots loaded with weapons and armor that just go blasting at each other. Two teams of three. So it's showing a recent match where one team is basically dominating, just utterly dominating the other team. There's another monitor showing, some sort of like football. It's not football or soccer. It's like
Baseball.
you know what? It's kind of like a combination. If you take football, soccer, and rugby, and find a way to
Oh.
combine it into a single sport, as opposed to three different sports that are variations on a theme, like this is what this game is.
So I could smoke, right?
Bartender points off to one of the corner booths. She says, "Do it over there under the fans." Come on, man! It's the
Never
23rd
mind then.
century. You'd be surprised if nicotine is not outlawed.
Never mind then. He's gonna put his big fat cigar away, and disappointingly,
I mean, you
he's
could-
gonna see- he's-
Go ahead.
I look at him and I basically said, "You should recognize this by now, my friend. If the XO has not told you multiple times, everyone else will tell you there is no smoking around here. Have you thought
come
about
on,
talking to the Flex, to the doctor? He may give you a way to give up smoking."
it's a habit from another planet. You wouldn't get it.
Yeah, no kidding. And I walk over to, I'm sure there's like some jukebox or something like that. So I start looking for some horrible music to play.
It is. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
He's gonna
So
play
what are the other-
yodeling music? Somebody stop him.
Hold on. I gotta cut it. I'm going to suggest this. You can do this if you want. You don't have to. One of the other role playing communities that I hang out in, there's something of a running joke of a musical genre called Sleemow. It is, if I recall correctly, it has equal parts jazz, rap, and industrial
Oh.
machinery sounds.
Oh God!
And I just
That's
because
almost-
Don't let that man play his fucking music.
I will leave it up to you whether or not you want to run with that. You do not have to. But as soon as you said
no.
jukebox, I started thinking that, and I also conversely was like, it's 20-year-old shitty music. That's what's in the jukebox.
yeah. I'm gonna find something that's aching to, that I remember like going through high school or college with, and just like,
Oh,
it's
man.
like the worst song ever.
It's like Bon Jovi from a
yeah,
movie
yeah.
soundtrack. I don't want to get copyrights
Right?
here.
Yeah,
but-
one of those. Yeah, one of those. It's like rock. Like they got the classics here, and just shove a bunch of credits in. Just
Yeah.
have a bunch of that running.
For like the next
everyone
2
just-
hours.
I
Who
just-
puts
I'm like-
$1,000 in quarters in the damn jukebox? It'll never
I'm
stop
gonna-
playing this song.
Nah, dude, fuck that. I'm gonna take another swig of fucking whiskey.
Yeah, I'm just rolling my eyes, thinking I have to be the adult here.
It's not even. I'm not even like drunk. I'm just like, hey, the classic.
Hey,
jams
music.
from my youth.
You're gonna make me drunk if you fucking play your garbage tier music, dude. You're German. You probably have shit taste in music.
Easy now.
Too hot.
Oh God.
What are you gonna do? Fucking yodel? You gonna play your
Oh,
local
man.
yodeling songs?
Oh, I got you. Here you go. You ready?
Oh God, he's got a music. Pod.
Ramstein yodeling.
He's gonna play me some Bavarian yodeling music. Hang on, here we
But
go.
it's
You got a music pod?
but it's set to like a Ramstein like heavy metal background.
Heavy metal yodel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like and I really don't want to. I'm saying this as a joke, and I do not mean to disparage any ethnicity, any type of culture, but just like Finnish and Swedish background vocals and like I don't know what they're called, but like the long horns that they would stand on top of a mountain and blow down. These like 6-foot long horns. Oh God, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's
Yeah. Oh no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, those
I don't know what they're called, but
Oh, with
I can't remember what they are either.
if you don't turn this off, I'm gonna smash the fucking jukebox.
no, please don't. This is the bartender. He's like, please, for God's sake, don't. I would hate to have to throw you out of here. That's what I'm gonna call him. Somebody's gonna get mad at me, but I'm gonna call him the Ricola freaking horns. Mr. Wyatt, you are more than welcome to join the rest of the crew the rest of the player character crew in the bar. We can assume that you finish up your stuff by about 1-ish and know that your fellow compadres are at the bar threatening jukeboxes.
I will shoot the fucking jukebox.
You better not have a gun on you.
Well,
You
am
were
I not supposed
scanned
to have guns on me because I'm
You were scanned. You had to walk through a scanner that indicated whether or not you had
Yeah,
guns or
went into the airlock.
armor.
Well, I guess that means I must have hidden my gun pretty good. Sorry, guys.
Nope, that's not happening.
No.
That's not happening.
He would have been stopped.
Yeah, they would
Can
definitely
I
stop
try
you.
Can I? Okay. Theoretically speaking, could I have concealed my revolver?
No,
Oh.
because it's not just the material that goes into the weapon; it's the material that goes into the ammo and the powder and whatever
Let's
else.
say I shoved it up my ass. Could I have done it that way then?
Suppository was in the way that you're trying to get rid of smoking.
Because I feel
You know
like
what?
No,
This is
no self-respecting agent, pirate, or any sort of illegal smuggler individual wouldn't be willing to shove a gun up his ass. Keep it.
I totally disagree with that statement, and I'm just gonna close it right there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
enough
so
said.
while you guys are enjoying the bar and making threatening motions towards jukeboxes, is Mr. Wyatt going to partake in any festivities type stuff once he completes the cargo offloading and uploading? Or did Wiggles fall asleep?
Wiggles
So
is
the GM's off. Yeah, no, I knew myself because I was hacking up along.
Oh, gotcha.
Don't
Thank
worry
you.
about it, dude.
I appreciate that. Also, I
Wyatt,
hope you.
come on, join us with the drink, dude. Come on.
Yeah, I guess I will engage with the other human players at this table. Yes.
When he comes in, okay, when he comes into the bar, he's gonna hear me, and then I'm talking to Lee, right? Yeah, right. And then I took the guy's head and I make like a twisting motion, like, right? Yeah, right.
Oh my god. And that's what the XO walks into. All right, XO, the floor is yours. I'm going to let the four of you continue that scene. The bartender will recognize the XO when he walks in, and he'll make some sort of motion about whether you want to drink or if you're going to join your crew over wherever they are.
Yeah, he'll walk over to the bar and he'll go, hey, Bill. It's been a while since I've seen you.
Are you relying on your spacer background and the fact you probably passed through here at some point in time?
Yeah, 100%. I was a fucking trader for 40 years. I
Yeah,
probably
no,
been to a lot of places, and this is not
do
very
me a
fun to
favor.
solve.
Do me a favor, just for shits and giggles.
Mm.
Go ahead and make
Alright.
a social standing check.
Oh, sure, my dump stat.
While he's doing that, Lee's gonna hear me go on and say, the guy he was like, ah, ah. Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
And I was like,
Can
I
I
think I've heard
Alright,
this
alright.
story.
can I
Oh,
add
come on.
my terms as a
You know
as a
what?
spacer as a modifier?
What you got? Like what? 4 or 5 terms as a spacer? 6 terms, something like
Yeah,
that.
5. Oh, I rolled a 10, so did pretty well. Yeah, I have 5 terms as a spacer.
All right, yeah, we'll let that roll. You're good. Yeah, Bill is apparently now the name of the barkeep, and he'll look up and he'll be like, "You want the usual? Or you want something different?" By the way, the guy
No,
with the arm, the guy with the arm,
yeah,
I'd keep an eye
guy
on
with the
him.
arm. Yeah, he's a handful, but he's great when you can point him at something.
Yes, some people are better as tools, and some are better as weapons. I got you.
Well, naturally, I took his head off. Of course.
Anyway,
And
yeah.
this guy is a tool.
So Wyatt has terrible, awful taste in drinks.
Uh-huh.
He'll order this like rock gut that belchers and miners tend to use. Something
Okay.
that they distill out of like old industrial equipment.
Yeah, I'm thinking something that is easily used for human consumption, with very strong warnings, but also good for engine degreaser.
Yeah,
Yeah, he definitely ordered.
it's something that it's a thing he grew up with. So yeah, it's his drink of choice when he can get it. And he's on a mining planet, so they probably have it.
Oh yeah. We'll call
Do I
it.
know this, Wyatt?
Hang on, let me. I gotta think of the name
It's
here.
cheap.
Yeah.
It's cheap. It's high ABV.
Oh, I got you.
Mickey's
So-
hand grenade.
yeah, some of that Delta V stuff. I got you.
Some of that Delta V stuff.
Yeah. He pours. He gives you a double of that. I'm assuming it's a shooting liquid or liquor or whiskey or whatever. So he pours you a double of that,
it's like
and then
yeah.
and then he gives you the equivalent of about 15 or 16 ounce bottle of some really shitty beer, but it's beer.
Oh, thank you. How much do I need for this?
We'll just call that 20.
All right.
I'm totally
And
making up numbers
I'll
at this
pass
point.
over to him.
Yep.
Well, with 1,000 being the average income, so that's what 30 credits a day. 20 is on the expensive side.
Yeah, but you got
But,
two drinks.
yeah,
You
for
got
the
two
whole-
drinks, but you're also at the bar, not going to the grocery store and picking
Yeah,
up a six pack.
yeah, 100%. That's like quick math, right?
Yeah.
If a person owns $1,000 a month, then they can spend about 30 credits a day.
Yep, sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. All
All
right,
right.
that's cool. I'll pay that and like. So how's your spouse? How are things going there? I mean, I really not gonna be in port too long. I was allowed to take you guys out to dinner.
I'm assuming. Are you still talking to Bill? Or are you joining your
Yeah, I'm
compadres?
talking to Bill.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I'll talk to the NPCs.
Yeah.
No. That's cool. I'm
I'm
talking to
talking
my
about how I
old
ripped the
friend
guy's head
Bill.
off and twisted
Wyatt
his neck.
never wants to talk to PCs. He always wants to talk to NPCs.
No, I don't blame him.
Bill gives you kind of a weird look. He's like, "Yeah, me and Marge, we split up last year. I've got some
Oh,
choice
that's a shame.
words. I got some choice words, but I'll keep them to myself. Yeah. You know how
All
she
right,
can be sometimes.
Yeah, no. Condolences. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you got better roads ahead of you.
We'll see what's ahead of me. He lifts up a bottle. And when I say bottle, it's more like a water bottle kind of thing that he takes a drink from. It's
Oh.
not a beer bottle or whatever, because it's probably frowned on if the bartender's drinking too.
Only
And
till
I'll
after
go
hours.
join Helvig and the Doctor and Mr. Robot Hand.
Mr. Robot Hand. All right.
Mr. Robot Hand.
I want to see what you guys have to discuss, so I'm going to try not to interject too much. So go for it.
Why? What's up? By the way, I want to point out he's finished off the whiskey. In fact,
Okay. All right. Well.
he's
All right. Hold on. I am going to interject on that one. I need you to
Yeah,
roll
please.
endurance.
Dude, yes, let's go. I was hoping for that. Let's go.
Let me see what his endurance
Okay,
straight
so
is.
let's see. I have a 1 in endurance, so I should hopefully be able to get through this.
Hopefully, he
That's
says.
no shit. I rolled a 1, as in I rolled 1 die. Hold on.
So he's rolling endurance.
Yep.
I look at hey XO, how'd we do on the?
Oh,
how'd we do on the
Jesus.
cargo.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
good.
am I drunk? Tipsy,
You're sober.
knocked out, or fine?
You're mostly sober.
Why? What's up?
Oh,
And
no,
I'm gonna call the guy. Like, hey, I'm out of whiskey here.
Yep. So the bartender will realize that you're raising your cybernetic arm at him, and he will have a serving girl bring another bottle.
I'm just gonna look at the XO. I'm gonna mention that the that the cargo bay and the patrol vehicles look good, though the time on Mars was a little rough, and we may need to consider acquiring some parts. But that this planet looks like no place to do trade or get anything good or useful.
I
And
didn't
then
say that. I made a sweet deal on some advanced vehicle crates that are being loaded up sometime tomorrow. Fucking
Huh?
count
yeah,
on that.
What are we
I'm gonna
getting?
look at him.
What's getting loaded up?
I'm gonna
Sorry.
look at him and go, yeah, that's great for the trade, but for useful parts for us to use, and then kind of mention and grumble and groan about transmission or switchology being busted because Mr. Robot Arm pushed buttons too hard or something like that.
Yeah, what the hell are you talking about, Elwig? The man made a good trade deal. We're gonna make some good money.
No, we
Fine.
did well. I mean, like, I wish we did better than on the toasters we brought, but we only made 20,000 on that total of the 10 tons we brought. But Cybernetics we brought though, I got 62K on top of what we paid for. So, that's looking pretty bright.
Besides, I'm not authorized to press any buttons according to your goddamn fucking leadership.
I was not out with you and the Mars. I was busy with the XO trying to make the deal there. But all I know is find this
Yeah,
thing.
no, the planning the karaoke night out with the guys that went very well.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but I heard from Mr. Spearman that you were very punchy, touchy with the ATV, and it took us a little while to get it fixed up properly. Mr. Billingsley, uh, Chief Billingsley, was very unhappy when I had to report that we had to draw from stores.
Oh, what are you talking about? I was simply helping him get. I was helping him get back on board. That's all I did. I didn't touch it. Yeah, I take it up with the guys who drove it. Okay, I didn't touch the damn thing.
I will talk to them myself.
I'm picturing Hellwig face palming right now from that.
Yeah, like I'm just absolutely, like I said, the two guys that work for me in the cargo bay and everything else, I'm like they tell me one side, so here I am trying to be nice and political with McAvoy, and it's like, and again I'm like, I know you from someplace, and I just can't. I keep running through names and like all you really see me doing is like kind of mentally talking myself through events, and
I think he's had a little too much to
when
drink, guys.
Charles, go
Yeah.
ahead and make an education
charge.
check for me.
a what?
Education check.
An education check?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
2d6 plus your
In
EU.
in D&D, this would be an insight test.
Right. So it's a 9. I got a 10.
So that's +1.
Yeah. Plus
Okay.
1,
You having that moment of I know something, like you're in that moment where you've got facts in front of you and you're trying to connect them together. Something about McAvoy and something about berries
Right.
comes to
Okay.
mind. And it's brought on by the fact that you had a berry flavored schnapps. Because
Right.
something makes you, as you're looking at McAvoy and his defending himself regarding the busted parts on the ATV, something clicks. It's not a big click. It's just this little click. Something about
Right.
huckleberry and berry flavors. And now you're wondering what a huckleberry actually tastes like and who came up with the name huckleberry for that type of berry.
Right. 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 Yeah.
Why? You want some of
so-
this? I'm gonna offer him some whiskey.
No. I'm good. I think I'm gonna go back to some water or some of that. And I rattle off some soda brand that's popular in the core world.
Not Italian
Squirt,
soda, but
squirt.
German soda.
Yeah.
How are all your everybody here?
Fanta,
How's all your
like
underlings doing? Your men. I'll tell you this: my guys can barely pull off 100 push-ups and sit-ups. I can tell you that right now.
Well, they can at least show up to the emergency events on time.
I was waiting for that. As soon as Charles' thing started to
There
light
you
up,
go.
I was waiting for something about the drills.
Emergency
We were
protocols
standing
and all that
by
stuff.
in uniform. Get weapons ready for the XO and the skipper's inspection. Meanwhile,
None of that
Mr.
shit matters. Besides, what
Chloe-
matters is what you can do on the field. All right, actual work. All right, you know these drills and whatnot. They don't mean jack shit. People, I've seen. Listen, I've seen this before. All right, trust me when I tell you this. I've seen people do all sorts of kinds of drills all throughout space, and I'm going to tell you this right now. It don't mean shit when shit's going down. All right, when it's the real deal, that's when your metal's tested. Not a drill. Listen, all I'm
Didn't
gonna
you
say is
also
look at
die
listen.
during the?
Listen, all you got to look at
Hold
is
on,
the
hold
field
on, hold on,
reports for
hold
when
on.
we're doing our training.
Hold on. I
back
want.
on
I want to know.
Mars.
I want to know what Wyatt has to say first. Hold on.
Didn't you also die during the pressure loss drill in the mess hall?
What do you say?
Didn't you die in
You
the
were a
last
dead
drill?
man.
You were dead in the mess
And
hall.
the pressure. Yeah, the
Didn't I
pressure.
die?
The
I don't know. I appear to still be here. I don't know if I'm dead.
You're welcome.
I mean,
Flex
you know,
forgets to inform you that you. And I'm just gonna look at him and just go, okay, we were in the field. You sat there wanting to shoot everything up, and we were able to get in and get out with no problems. And I drove the vehicle perfectly fine. It was easy. It was smooth like butter.
yeah, I didn't seem to screw anything up, did I? Out in the field. You just proved my point. Thank you. And Lee, well, or Dr. Hoffman, I got more to thank. I got more for you to. What's the word? How do I structure this sentence? Sorry.
Thank you. As a pirate man, I don't do that very often.
Shut the fuck up, Wyatt. I wasn't talking to you,
Oh my god.
Hoffman. You know, your work's appreciated. That's all I'll say.
Without you, my Saturday nights would be much lonelier.
Oh my god.
Hey, you guys
Oh
make all
my
the jokes you want, but
God.
I perform when it's time. That's all I'll say. Yeah, I don't hear any denials from that. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I just roll my eyes. I just roll
Yeah,
my
you-
eyes, and then again, kind of raise an eyebrow at the XO, and go back to drinking my soda, and walk
Yeah.
over to the jukebox to go find some more great music to go play.
Yeah, he says great music.
So hey, XL. So any idea of what our next port of call is after this?
I know the general direction is we're going deeper into the French art, but I don't know what our next protocol is. Is it the Briggs? I just make sure we're all in the ship tidy. But yeah, I think I don't know where we're going. We're going deeper in the French arm though. I think we're going south. I don't know what are the directions called in this game? We're
Core word and spin word.
Yeah.
Colors, but
I'm not sure what directions you would actually. I know Traveler normally goes with spin word and core word and all that.
It's the same thing.
So
Yeah, that
so
sounds
what,
about right.
okay, so what would actually be the nomenclature for South of Seoul in this map? Because like I would actually say that instead of saying South. South
It would be
South
Rimward, I
doesn't make
think.
sense.
I believe it's Rimward.
Hmm?
Rimward.
Yeah, Rimward.
All right.
I'm trying to think, like, because I know all these stars are actual stars, plus or
Rimward,
minus
yeah.
updated
Yeah.
star
That's a
charts.
little. Are the Rimworlds lawless?
Uh,
Like, you know,
no, I wouldn't say necessarily lawless, but the further out you get, the more independent the individual worlds need to be in order
yeah,
to
that's
maintain.
that's what I'm asking. Like.
So it's
how-
not
how
necessarily
separate-
outlaw; it's just less centralized law from back
Right.
home.
Yeah, more Wild West type
Yeah.
of event.
Oh, Rimward. Well, that's more my thing.
Yeah, no, we're heading deeper into the French arm. I haven't really been past like.
Well, I gotta go to the bathroom, guys. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Oh, I can't read some of these fucking map names because they're so goddamn blurry on this map.
Yeah. Just for player edification here, I believe the next.
Sayers.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. Let me move this out of the way real quick. I believe it is Bressier, Bressier, because you'll go there and then you go up to Neubayern, and then
that's
up.
New Bayern.
Yeah, I think because ultimately you got to get down to Queen Alice's Star, which means you'd have to go Bressieres, Neubayern, DM53, 1320, Olgaro, and
Hold
then
on.
Queen Alice.
We could go through Ross 128 and then
That doesn't connect.
and
That actually doesn't connect. So
Right.
Ross 128 hits Wolf 424 and then comes down.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to see. You have to really
I see
follow
it.
the line.
Because you got, I know it doesn't really show the fact that this is in 3 dimensions.
Yeah. So yeah, the next major port will be Brest. I'm just gonna say Brescia. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I'll Google it later. But for the players' edification, that is the next port of call once you guys leave Inferno.
Great. I'm just gonna walk over and mention to the XO that there might also be potential for and I'm gonna throw my my security agency background out there that there might be potential for extracurricular monetary gains here. There are some actions going on.
I'm always up for a night of drinking and singing.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
So basically, what I'm hearing
uh,
from the party is that karaoke is the code word for off the book jobs.
Mm. I like that.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Do you guys have anything else? Do you want to continue the scene or move on to something else? What are we looking at here?
I'm good.
On. I got everyone. I'm probably moving on.
Okay. Hoffman,
Yep.
Fritz, Hellwig, McAvoy.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So yeah, you guys spend probably the rest of the afternoon relaxing, drinking, chilling out in the bar. Around about 7 o'clock, you probably get the idea that maybe we should start making our way back to the ship. You get back on the ship. You've got a whole evening. Is there anything in particular you guys want to do, more or less between the hours of 8 p.m. and 9 a.m. Tuesday morning? Yeah, and here, let me do this in order. So I'm just gonna start with Charles first for Hellwig, and then see what he has to do, and then I'll work my way down.
So I'm gonna go find my guys, and I'm just gonna
Guys.
But the 2 guys that work for me, I'm gonna tell them that they have a chance for liberty. Don't screw anything up, or they'll be exercise until I get tired.
These poor guys, Spearman and Aiello, man, they get so much shit because they got you giving them stuff to do in the ATV bay, and then their actual boss, Senior Trooper McAvoy, is just like, no, push-ups and sit-ups, go.
Right, but I mean, like my threat's really not a threat. It's
Yeah.
More along the lines of just and I say just go have a good time. Just don't overbuy anything. Blah blah blah.
Yep.
Don't add to, delete from the population.
Give them the official safety speech, and it goes something like, "Nothing ever good comes from here. Hold my beer."
Exactly.
Yeah.
And nothing ever good comes from being out after midnight. And
what is it? Nothing good happens after midnight.
Yeah, I think. I think the general consensus here is I feel like Aiello and Spearman and Blaine as well. I think they took McAvoy's money and they ran off to the shopping center level and went and bought a bunch of like snacks,
I'm back.
sodas.
What did I miss?
I'm getting there. We're in the, and I'll be doing everybody one at a time. But basically covering what you guys are going to do between 8 p.m. and 9 a.m. Tuesday morning. So yeah, when you encounter Aiello and Buford, Blaine is with them as well. They went and spent a bunch of money on like snacks and little knickknacks and little curio things, like little gift. What's the word? Souvenir type shit. So they got like
I went to Inferno and all I got was this loud.
Yeah. One of them's got a little triangle pennant on a bullshit wooden stick that says "I love Inferno."
Is that what my boys got?
Yeah. And they're trying to get back, and they're not like. I feel like part of it would be like they're trying to not necessarily sneak this stuff aboard because it's not contraband anyway, but there's might be a certain amount of like, I can't believe you guys went to this stupid planet and this is the shit that you come back with. You didn't even go get a drink. You didn't even go buy any alcohol or whatever that people would do normally on Liberty. They go and buy all the gift shop shit.
All right. But is it all of them or just a couple of them?
It's Buford and Spearman in particular, but Blaine was with them. She didn't really spend a whole lot of money. She bought a couple of snacks and munched on things, but that's about it.
Right.
She's
Well,
not coming back
more
with the
like
little
kept out
souvenirs.
of trouble.
Do I catch him?
Well, we'll get to you in a moment. I want to finish up
okay.
with Hell Week.
Yeah,
first.
so I mean, I'm gonna catch him. I'm just gonna look at him and just go. I told you not to go to those tourist traps. It's whatever.
It's your money.
Yeah, it's whatever. And I, go tell him where to go put it, and just tell him that standby. We need to be prepared for liftoff if there's potential liftoff opportunities.
Yep, I think they kind of look at you like, well, this is what I like to do. I like to grab stuff from everywhere I've been. But yeah, we'll go lock the stuff up, and we're gonna go relax and get some rest. And obviously, if you need something, call us. Something to that effect.
Yep.
Excuse me.
And I tell them the same thing. Like, I'm going to my rack. If you need me, you know where to find me.
Yep.
And enjoy your night.
Yep. Dr. Hoffman, you've returned to the ship. You've returned to the ship. What are we looking at for you for the evening and into the
so
morning?
I'm just gonna wind up going back to the med bay and catching up on some paperwork that needed to be done in terms of inventory and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'll check with my nurse. What's his name? Trenton.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. Make sure everything's still or nothing. No, we're not short of any supplies, because if we are, then we'll have to go out and see if we can get some.
Yeah, I feel like if you needed supplies, you'd probably have to report to the XO just for tracking purposes. The administrative side of it. But I feel like generally, if you needed something, you would either try to procure it locally, or if that proved to be a challenge, you would try to get in contact with the local Flex field office, which unfortunately Inferno doesn't actually have one, just based on the population. Like, there's more of a I want to say like an information kiosk, but that's not really what I'm thinking. But something along those lines. It's not even necessarily manned. It's more of an automated information relay station, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I think generally speaking, if you had supply concerns,
like a kiosk.
Yeah, kind of like a kiosk that's like not really manned, but there's like contact information or how to get a hold of somebody if you needed to.
Probably some holographic AI type of thing.
Yeah.
Welcome to Inferno. Where would you like to go today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it would probably have, like, if you wanted to leave a message for like the next Flex ship that comes through, you could record a message, and it would, as soon as they receive a Flex ship signal, it would send it to them. That sort of deal. It's just that, with Inferno only having about 3,000 people on the planet, Flex is kind of like, hey, do we really need to keep somebody here? But yeah, I think generically, your normal, God, what's the word I'm looking for? Your normal procedure or protocol would be to, let the XO know so he's aware, attempt to procure it locally, get the XO's help if you need it, and then ultimately go through Flex if they have a field office nearby. Obviously, on the more populated worlds, the field office would be able to, they'd probably have like local hookups or contacts.
Yeah,
that you would be able to get that stuff if
procurement contracts in place.
Yeah, exactly. That takes us to the XO himself, I believe, unless Dr. Hoffman had anything else.
Important XO, the guy who runs the ship, basically.
Was that all that Hoffman was up to? I just wanted to double check before I moved on. Was that all for Hoffman, or was there anything else?
Yeah, no, that's it.
Okay, XO, my XO.
I'm gonna get with my wife, and we're gonna go off ship, and we're gonna have we're gonna go have dinner at our favorite restaurant, and we're gonna text the captain to see if he wants to come along, which will also be my way of asking permission if he cares if I leave the ship after 8.
Okay.
I was gonna say, weren't we?
Yeah.
Ship after
Rank has its privilege.
It does. And this is not just the XO wandering off to fuck off, but he definitely leaves a message, or he sends a text back. He says, you've got until 9 o'clock to be back, and I expect text updates if anything gets in the position of interfering with that. So basically you get an extra hour. He doesn't want to show too much favoritism.
Yeah, no, yeah. Go have our favorite place for like a burger bar or something like that.
Yeah.
Not terribly fancy, not terribly long.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like that'd be really easy. Because you would leave the bar that you were at, you hop on the elevator, you go back up to the ship, grab your wife, come back down to that same level, and then find like the burger joint that's like 2 streets over, basically. Anything else?
This is how you make marriage work. You find time.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how much I can agree with that. I do have 2 failed marriages, so maybe I should be taking notes and not agreeing. Anything else, or is that it?
No, that's all I do. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have a nice evening out.
All right, McAvoy.
Evening out, yeah.
Yeah, McAvoy. Let's not go too crazy in depth all night. But what is McAvoy doing once he finally makes his way back to the ship at about 7:45 or something? Having had probably a few drinks, whatever drinks might mean for you.
Bottle of whiskey.
He's had a couple.
To roll another endurance check to see if I'm
Yes. Let's just roll that, and then don't use your. If you have a modifier on endurance, take it off. Just roll straight 2d6.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, you're drunk, but you're not. You're not belligerently drunk. You're just drunk. You're in that state where you're like, and I think everybody knows where I'm going with this. You're in that stage where if you lay down, you're going to be dead asleep for about 8 hours within the next 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna walk back. Are my guys already back at the quarters?
Yeah, they're probably by this point already back.
They're gonna see the door open up, and they're gonna see me, slightly red, just a little red faced, a little hunched over, just a little bit,
leaning on the bulkhead,
kind of breathing a little more heavily than normal. Like, hey guys, what's up?
Spearman gives you that look of, I know you're drunk. You can't be fucking with us right now. He doesn't say this, but it is clearly all over his face that he knows you're drunk and he knows you're not allowed to be fucking with him while you're drunk.
Okay. What'd you guys get with the money?
Just some t-shirts and this. I got this really cool pennant on a stick that says "I love Inferno." It is. Listen, when I explain this is literally like, when you go to the baseball game and you come out with a stick and this triangular felt pennant that says, your team mascot or whatever. That's literally what he's got, except it's smaller. It's like maybe in the grand scheme of things, it's all of about a foot from any one point to another on it, and it's literally, it just says "I love Inferno" on this gray ass felt.
It was like a dime to make, but they charged.
Yeah.
$2.
Yeah, exactly.
He's kind of squinting at it a little bit, like walking forward a little. It's kind of like, what?
It's my thing, boss. It's my thing. I when I go somewhere, I want to grab stuff and bring it back. So when I go home, eventually, I have stories to tell. I have things to show. A show and tell, if you will. I couldn't help that one. I'm sorry, guys.
Listen, you know what? Whatever. Fuck it. Just. I'm gonna walk forward, and whoever's in front of me, I'm just gonna fucking shove out of the fucking way. Like, I'm gonna walk to my bed and fucking fall over.
All right, we are going to take a brief break. When we come back, we will continue our story of our adventures based on the planet Inferno. So we'll be back in just a few minutes, my friends. Stick around. Let's see what happens.
All right.
Back in a few minutes.